Welcome again to the Three Cousins podcast. I'd like to take it away with a saxophone solo.
What song was that?
I just made it up off. I haven't even named it yet.
It wasn't a song.
No.
I think is what you're trying to tell us here.
Yeah, I made it up.
It's not a song.
It's not.
Anyway, yes. As Derek said, welcome to Three Cousins podcast. I'm Seth.
I'm Derek.
I'm Bella.
It's like you guys didn't know your names.
I thought you were going to say more.
No, you can introduce yourselves. You're goddamn adults.
Okay.
I want to start this podcast on a sad note. An American icon has left us this past week. Brought us a lot of laughs, a lot of insight, a lot of controversy. And I'm, of course, referring to Pepe the Frog. The creator of Pepe the Frog, whose name escapes me.
Matt Fury.
Yeah.
But I'll know. Is it Fury?
Yeah.
Is it Matt Fury? Okay.
F-U-R-I-E.
I'm sure we're mispronouncing that, but yeah.
Is it Furry?
I hope
it could
not.
be Matt Furry. I don't know.
hope
He did draw a
not.
bunch of animal people. We love you, Matt. We love your frogs.
Is that where the name came from?
Oh no!
God.
Yes, he originated it.
Yeah, that'd be rough.
But yes, the creator of Pepe the Frog from back in the early to mid 2000s or whenever it was, decided to kill Pepe. He had a failed attempt to make him a happy symbol again, and then a few weeks later said, "Well, that didn't work." So Pepe is dead. So, just a moment of silence.
Sad time.
It's a sad time in American life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't since the last American tragedy. I don't know, the worst thing since Pearl Harbor. I guess Pepe. It's Pearl Harbor, Pepe,
In September 11th.
Why don't you
was
play
in there.
taps on
and
this?
September 11th. Yeah, play us a funeral song
okay.
for the peeps.
I call this the funeral song.
I don't know if you know that. That was the
Awesome.
exact same rhythm that Garth screamed in Wayne's World when he got the suck cut put on his head.
Wow.
That's exactly
I wonder
how
if I subconsciously
that's exactly how
played
Garth
that.
screamed.
Yeah, you probably did.
You are a
Wow.
genius. But here's the thing. Pepe was named by the Anti-Defamation League as a symbol of like white supremacy. So clearly he had to die. Because if there's one threat to racial harmony in this world, it's a green cartoon frog.
Oh, yeah.
That's the symbol of white supremacy now. It's not like a burning cross
Right.
or white hood.
That's why. Right.
It is a green smug frog man.
Sure.
I'm wearing green. I'm wearing a green shirt.
Yeah.
Not
just
in honor of Pepe.
No, not in honor.
It's because it's the first thing I grabbed.
Okay.
And it's spring. I like the color green now.
Okay.
But sure, we'll say it's for Pepe.
Now, how did he actually become a symbol of white supremacy?
Well, the reason why
As a memologist, unless
Okay.
Bella wants to take it, I can take you all the way back to the days of Pepe.
Oh.
he's probably studied this more than I have, so he
Studied.
could probably tell you.
I'll tell you
Right.
right now, I spend way too much time on 4chan.
Okay.
I'm not proud of it. It's just where I happen
just
to go.
happens.
It's one of the last bastions of not having a username and upvotes and downvotes and having a hive mind. Well, there's a hive mind, but you can never tell who's who. Matt Furry or Fury, however we're going to say it, had a comic back in like the mid-2000s called Boys Club.
Mm-hmm.
And it had a bunch of like anthropomorphic animal people. One of them was Pepe the Frog. And there was one comic where one of the characters walks in on Pepe, taking a piss, standing up with his pants all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them comes up later and says, "Pepe, I hear you pull your pants down when you pee." And it has this iconic face and smile and goes, "Feels good, man." And then
Yeah.
that sort of got cut out and was used. And then over time, it evolved. They photoshopped the mouth upside down and it became "Feels bad, man."
Ah.
And then they sort of drew him weird and became all smug. And it just started to slowly just get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Like you started seeing him on like Twitter, like celebrities. I think like Katy Perry tweeted a picture of Pepe once and stuff. Like,
That's how you know he's made
and
it.
it just got co-opted by all these boards, especially the political ones for whatever reason. And it just sort of came synonymous with all this stuff just because it could have been any meme image, to be honest. It just at the time happened to be Pepe.
So what you're saying is the right
Claimed it basically.
claimed
as
it,
their
yes.
and
own,
therefore
then,
it's a
yes.
symbol of
The
hate.
the filthy alt-right. Because you see a lot of like weird...
Because it was juxtaposed with what some of them were talking about,
Ah.
and thus became
Because
declared
of
by the
course
Anti-Defamation
it
League
can't
as
be
that.
anything other than.
No.
Well, no, I mean, because the
Just how
original
it
creator
is.
obviously wanted it to be something else, so of course it could be something else, but that's what it sort of morphed into.
It's only been that something else for like a year and a half now. Like this thing was made a long time ago. It's gone through a lot of iterations. But In summation, rip Pepe.
Yeah, that's internet culture. for
Rest
you.
in
Yeah.
pepperonis. That's our meme report of the week. We're gonna do meme. This is just a meme podcast now.
Yeah.
And like
This might be the last
everyone
episode.
listening, just stop listening. They don't want to hear our memes. I hope no one hears my click. I'm
I
gonna go
think
over to the mixer.
the
There
12
we
to
go.
18 demographic picked up though.
12 to we're
Yeah.
gonna get all of like PewDiePie.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
like, it's Rare William Johnson, still a
Oh,
YouTuber and
I
stuff.
don't know.
All those guys. I start making dick jokes all the time. But enough about memes. Let's talk about Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
I would like to first say, we promised a recording of our session. I listened to some of it. It actually didn't sound bad quality-wise. But a lot of just player and environmental issues. In my opinion, it was a shit recording
Yeah.
in terms of content. Technologically, it sounded fine, but just not enough role play for my liking. A lot of
Okay.
pauses.
Yeah.
A lot of moments where any one of us wasn't paying attention to what was going on for whatever reason. Cat distractions, talking.
Yeah.
Just there's a lot of bullshit, and just in lieu of that,
Well, I'd also like to hit on the fact that we were there for over 6
Yeah, 6
hours.
hours of-
don't ever have a 6-hour D&D session
Like-
unless it starts at like noon.
That was a mistake.
If it went from like, because I thought we learned, because during Princes of the Apocalypse, when I was running the game, we would do some long sessions, and every time we did like 2 long sessions, I think.
Yeah.
And every time we did one, it was just like, we're never doing a long session ever again.
Yeah.
You start at 6,
Right.
roughly 6, and by the time it hits like 11, we need to be doing our final encounters, level up or whatever, go home.
Well,
and I guess we just didn't do that.
I think
this
you
time.
as the DM kind of decided, like, I'm just going to have them do X amount because that's going to be about hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever.
I'll be honest.
And, yeah.
The Prince of the Apocalypse was full of encounters.
Uh-huh.
A lot of encounters. I didn't cut a lot of encounters, but if it started to get like 10 o'clock at night-ish and you were like only halfway through a dungeon, I would have some rooms just be empty.
Right.
Or have it be like a creature that's not openly hostile to you and let you
Right.
work around it.
Right.
Just because I know if I put like 2 more 20-minute encounters in here, we're never leaving this session and you'll never complete the dungeon. And I hate leaving a dungeon half done.
Right.
Even in video games, if I go into a dungeon, I have to finish it. I don't
Right.
care what happens.
That's a good point.
So, yes, sometimes I would cut content for time.
Yeah.
Which,
yeah.
when you're milestone leveling, doesn't matter. You're not missing experience, which is another reason why I like milestone leveling. But, to get back to the point, we did our first session of Horde of the Dragon Queen. I think it went well.
Yeah.
I think it went long.
It did.
It got, I think, the last hour or so, we were just getting loopy and just wanted to get done. First chapter of Horde of the Dragon Queen is apparently nothing but you're going to fight kobolds and cultists until you feel like you're about to die.
Yeah.
And then you are going to kind of think you're going to die when a dragon shows up.
Yeah.
And then it leaves.
Then it's not actually a fight for the
Yeah.
dragon. It's just an encounter.
Yeah. and then there was just the 7-foot-tall dragon person with a sword who wants to fight one of you.
Yeah.
And then that person almost dies.
Yeah.
And then did the chapter end after? Was that the end,
That
or
was
was
the
it when
end.
we resealed the castle?
I don't
No, I think it
know.
ended
It's
with-
roughly
Did
that.
it end with the one-on-one duel? Okay, that's what I
think so.
thought. No, that makes sense though because we had someone almost die twice, and it was the one who did the 1v1.
Right.
But it was still fun. It was very encounter heavy. We did get to do some role play. I actually got to cast friends on people and be friendly with them temporarily. It backfired a couple. Actually, every time I did it, it backfired because it's hard to be friendly with someone and then the spell goes off after a minute and then they hate you.
Right.
But it
It's
doesn't
mandatory
It
that
doesn't
they
even
know.
say they attack me. It just means they don't like me. But they
Right.
are cultists. So, but
Yeah. For a cultist not to like you, they will probably just attack you.
probably will. They'll be like, that dumb skeleton cast a spell on me.
Thought it was slick.
But we had some fun. Our resident fighter, who is now a monk, we hit level 3. They threw a lot of stuff at you at the beginning of the campaign. I think they just wanted to like get them to level 3 so they don't die right off the bat.
Yeah.
So in the first night, we did make it from level 1 to level 3. Admittedly, that's only like 1,200 experience you need to get from 1 to 3. But we did get there, so we're getting some cool stuff. Our fighter's now a monk, but he did fall unconscious twice.
Yes.
The first time, I really don't remember why he fell. I think he just got swarmed by kobolds or something.
That sounds right.
I really don't remember what happened the first time, but he was
I'm
okay.
not sure. Yeah.
He was okay. We stabilized him or whatever.
Yeah,
He was fine.
yeah.
The second time is because he was selected for the 1v1 duel with the 7-foot tall dragon person, which, for those of you that have played video games, I know a lot of modern games do it too, but I know one that rings out my head is Final Fantasy IV does this to you like 5 times over the course of the game. The boss fight you're supposed to lose trope, that was in play here. There was no way we were going to win that fight.
I don't think so.
We're supposed to, next time we see that 7-foot tall dragon guy, we're supposed to be like, that guy
That dude.
almost did us in.
Right.
And we must kill him now.
I wonder if we'll come across him later. Or her,
I
whatever.
wonder if he'll be a recurring character. I kind of wish we
don't
got the
know.
person's name.
Yeah, I don't remember.
No, at no point did anyone say like, "And what's your name?"
Right.
Like, it's just like, "Oh, 7-foot tall dragon person.
Right.
We shall battle you, so you don't kill these innocent people."
Well, this was also an hour 5.5 out of 6.
We were like all half asleep by this point.
we were just like, "Okay, do the fight. This has to be
It
the
basically
last thing."
came down to who's awake enough to actually just do the fight.
I will tell you, as enraged as she could be as her character, our barbarian did fall asleep like the last hour.
Yeah.
I ran her character more or less for the last couple encounters just because she had a long day. So.
Yep.
But nonetheless, it was fun. I had fun. It was long. We had a couple cool moments. Derek and I
Yes.
played a very bad version of Good Cop, Bad Cop.
Oh, it was hilarious.
With a couple of cult members.
All right, mind you, before we start telling you the scenario, I was playing the part of bad cop, and I also have -1 charisma and -1 intimidation.
Naturally, as the bard, I had +3 at level 1. I had +3 to charisma.
Yeah.
And proficient in basically any skill that involves charisma, I am proficient in it. So
Yeah.
I was good cop.
Yes.
And as a skeleton, mind you, I'm a
Right.
good cop. So we go and we're asking all these questions. This guy he's giving us some information, but I'm getting tired of it. So I say, okay, I'm going to bring in bad cop. And then
Right.
Derek, what happened?
I walked in, and as any person that I would imagine that has -1 charisma and -1, whatever, I think, well, how could they play a bad cop if they have zero confidence in themselves? So obviously they're just going to overcompensate. And then I remembered I have a gun, so I just shot him in the knee
Of course.
because I figured that was just the logical
And not
thing
even,
to do.
and not, I'm glad you said you had a gun. This wasn't like, oh, I have a little hand crossbow and I shot a dart into his leg.
No.
He's a
Yeah.
gunsmith.
Yes.
He shot him with a gun
Yes.
in the knee, and then I immediately went back to being good cop and asking him
Yeah.
these questions while his knees bleeding. I'm like stroking him with my skeleton hand, trying to get him to calm down.
Yeah, so
and he starts crying
This
uncontrollably.
guy's in a prison cell. He's got a skeleton talking to him. Then a bird guy walks in, shoots him in the knee, and then immediately leaves.
It was a rough day.
Yeah, I would talk, honestly.
You'd think for a cult that worships dragons, they've seen some shit.
I know,
But apparently
he gave up everything after that.
He just spilled the beans to the point where he became useless because he
Yeah,
couldn't stop crying.
hysterical at that
So he had to
point.
go to guy 2 and say, "Look, you heard what happened.
Right.
You heard me talking. You heard a gunshot. You heard crying. Just tell us what we want to know so we can leave." While the governor of this town is standing there
Yeah.
and never gave us permission to do
No,
this.
not even close.
He asked if we wanted to be present for the interrogation.
Yeah, we ended up
And
shooting.
we were just like, "We'll take over. This
Got
party's
this.
this party's known each other for about an hour in
Yes.
game. I think we're gonna be
I will have you know
alright."
we are all level 2.
I'll have you know. Yes, we're level 2. We got very cocky as soon as we got
I
to level
know.
2. We're like, we're level 2. And now that we're level 3 and all of us have our paths and stuff, we're gonna be like, we're gonna tear it up.
We got this now.
We're
yeah.
gonna tear it up. Another fun moment that also, for I guess coincidentally or whatever, involved me and Derek
Yeah.
was the bag of holding.
Yeah, I crafted that at level 2, I believe.
Yes, level 2. Bella made a portable lamp,
Yes.
basically, which is going to be super useful
That
later
will be
on. I have a
very
feeling.
useful.
And then you made a bag of holding.
Yes.
What
So,
happened?
I don't exactly remember the scenario. I know we were in a large room that had a tall tower.
We were in a
it.
church.
Church.
It
wasn't
had a
sure.
bell tower.
Okay, and then we're in the main area of this
Mm-hmm.
church, and there are people at the door.
They have a battering ram.
Yes.
And there was a huge group of 10 kobolds and stuff.
And I believe there's a back entrance that we try to sneak people out of or something to that effect.
That's where we came in.
Okay.
And we were like, the priest was like, hey, try to get us out. There's a big group. We need a distraction or something. So we're trying to think, what could we do? We could just open the doors, try to funnel them in, do a death zone or whatever type thing. Or
Right.
we could have the Birdman
Yeah.
fly away,
Yes.
fire a couple pot shots, try to distract them. And then we decided that wasn't enough. So I got into the bag of holding. I'm a
Yeah,
skeleton.
sure.
The bag of holding says like you suffocate in 10 minutes if you're alive. I am not alive. I am a skeleton. I can live in that bag for as long as I'd like. I
Right.
prefer to just live there forever.
Sure.
And then I lean out of the bag, and that beautiful songs Derek was playing for us earlier, that is the same sound my trumpet makes. So I lean out of the bag of holding. He's firing at cultists, and I'm blowing a horn into the night, and we fly away. And it worked perfectly.
Yes.
It
And
went
it
off
also
without a hitch.
and it didn't break any sort of scenarios because the bag of holding stays its weight no matter what is in it.
Exactly.
So I was not affected by flight at all.
It's
That
basically a
bag
door
was,
to a pocket dimension. Like, it's not even in
Yeah.
the bag.
The
or
bag has
whatever.
its own mass, and its mass does not change. And it holds like 40 times whatever its weight is, I read. So if
Yeah.
the bag was like
It can
20
hold-
pounds, it
it's
holds
not like
40
an,
times
It's not like an
that.
infinite bag or something,
No.
but it does hold a lot of
It's- yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
We can't like shove horses and stuff into
No.
this thing and just we carry an entire farm in our pocket.
Sure.
But it went on without a hitch. It was very creative because I
Yeah.
didn't want to fight this group.
I didn't either.
I'm a bard. I'm out of spell slots by this point because I had to heal everybody because
Mhm.
level 1 you're squishy.
Yeah.
You're squishy, squishy, squishy. So I had my cantrips aren't really good for combat. That might change. We'll see. But especially when I start learning other spells. But oh yeah, shitload of kobolds. We have shitload of kobolds written down on our list of stuff to talk
well,
about.
there were a lot.
I would say if you like fighting kobolds, do Horde of the Dragon Queen.
Yep.
Because in chapter 1 you'll fight maybe 60 kobolds
Yeah, it was
and
about that.
30 or 40 cultists.
Yeah.
And you will they're squishy. They we're not in game. I can meta game. They have like 12 AC and like 6 health, I think is kind of what we decided based on our numbers and stuff, and they go down quick. I wish we'd have stolen their daggers. We might need some throwing weapons later, but I'm sure there's still corpses aplenty. We're probably still in town. And then we also have our fighter down twice. He was a brave man. Bell Lee is his name.
Well, I mean, I think it's almost natural for someone that's going to be up in the battle like that to at least get hurt.
A level
pretty
1
bad
or
at
2
level
front
one,
line, like a martial class, is going.
Right.
Sarah's only saving grace is the fact that barbarians have good AC and a massive hit die. So she could take. I mean, she had 15 health at level 1.
Right.
Which for level 1, that's about as high as you can get without having just crazy con or
I was going to
something.
say, I had like 11 at level 2.
Yeah.
So.
I started out with, I think, 11. I have a D8 hit die and plus
Okay.
3 to con. So bards are just all around. I'm not weak at anything, but I'm not really, really good at anything either. I'm just an all around good guy.
Right.
But
right.
Bella, what do you think? What do you think about this? You weren't really there for the tricky
Right,
parts.
so I missed the beginning of it, but when I came
That's
into
right,
it,
you did. You were at work.
I was at work, but I mean, it's not really. We've only just started, so I don't really know what to think about it at this point. I actually don't know what the whole premise is so far. We're just saving people.
The town was under
'Cause
attack by
that's
people.
all, that's
they
all,
were, they
all
were,
I got from it, really.
They were for some reason looting all the riches from the town.
Oh, I see.
And everybody was heading towards the keep.
Yes, which had a dragon around it.
I see.
Yeah, which made
So-
no sense to any of us.
I liked how I wish you were there at the very beginning because the way it does start is we basically run into it. We played out that you two kind of knew each other, and then we had our barbarian and our fighter know each other because the fighter was a mariner. That was his fighting style. So we basically said our pirate caught a ride on his boat because her crew got wiped out. So they she rode with him. That's all they knew. And then I was like no one knew me because you would know if you knew a skeleton.
Right.
Probably.
But we basically meet up on our way to this town and notice from afar that it's on fire. And I just look at the party. I'm just like, let's go to a different town. Like, this town's screwed.
Right.
Why would we go? We can clearly see a dragon in the air, and there's just fire in the town. We're just like, yeah, I'm gonna just leave. Campaign
Yeah,
over.
because in reality,
This town
if you're
sucks.
just walking down a road and you come to crossroads with other groups of people, and then you see off in the distance a town in danger,
Nice knowing you guys.
like,
I was going that way. I don't know. where
hey,
you
let's
guys
make
are
friends
going.
and let's go save them.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
like,
what the
who
hooks are
does
for.
this?
That's what the
This is
hooks
true.
are for. Because it's like,
Sure.
oh, maybe the thing we seek is here.
Must give you an incentive to try to.
Yeah. Also, you weren't there, but Alex's character has the same hook as you.
Oh, really?
So,
Oh, shit.
yeah, so I guess you guys can through a third
Help
party
pay
know
off the
each
debt,
other.
yeah.
Yeah. Like
We both have Sally Mae loans.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like the guy you know would know of you two, and maybe
Right,
be like, hey,
right.
that guy saved me too.
The debt collector is one person.
Yeah, seriously, this guy who saved both your asses, and you
Yeah.
just happen to meet. Mysterious.
That'd be kind of cool.
It would be kind of cool. But I'm hoping, I hope we play in 2 weeks, like we're supposed to, or a week and a half or whatever.
Yeah.
And we start diving into this mystery, and I start learning cooler and cooler spells. I'm going to start learning spells from any other class I want at later levels.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to become almost like pure spellcaster toward the end of this campaign.
That's cool.
It's going to be sweet. I can use I have Bardic Inspiration dice that I can now use to debuff the enemy when they do stuff. So if you guys don't start getting dice from me, don't be offended. I can just put them, I can use them to save you at my own discretion rather than maybe your roll will be better. I can just be like, no, I'll just have this guy do less damage to you. Like, it's fine. I'll take care of it and stuff like that.
I would say I'm most looking forward to not improving the gun or even having cool magic spells. I'm most looking forward to crafting cool shit.
Yeah, crafting
Like
cool shit.
something.
Well, you both
like,
get
really cool.
a mechanical companion. Is like
we're both the same
5
class.
or 6.
Right.
Right.
I don't know.
Level 5 or 6, you guys get.
I think it's like 5 maybe.
Is it 5? It's somewhere. You'll get there in this first book, basically. In lieu of extra attack, you guys get a buddy and stuff, unlike other classes.
Which I think I did initially in the past
You
campaign.
did. We made the creature weaker to let
Yeah.
you have it earlier, but in
Right.
this one, you get to. It has to be like a huge beast of challenge rating 2 or less.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of beasts with challenge rate. There's like tigers and
Yeah.
lions you can get. There's a couple dinosaurs you can
Nice.
get. Like there's a lot of, and it's 2 or less. So if you want like a giant mechanical crab, which I keep trying to advocate for,
Wanting it because he wants
someone
to see
get
it.
a giant mechanical crab so I can be in love with it. Do it. You can get a giant. I think a giant mechanical snake would be cool.
Yeah.
Like just made out of like all this interlocking metal plates or something. You have a giant mech snake.
I'd want to just see the list
I don't care.
and just
Get that cat. We got our producers
figure
here.
out.
Our producer Meanie
She's always gonna show up at
has
one
found
point.
like the one open space on this chair, and she's just decided to chill. I put a weight on it and the whiteboard, and she's just like, yeah, I'm gonna hang out. But whatever.
She's good at that.
Yeah. So, anyone else got anything on D&D or
No, I'm good.
you're good?
I will say I don't know enough
And
about
she's
it
on the
yet
table.
to have an opinion on if I like it better than Prince of the Apocalypse or not.
As a DM, I liked Prince's better because it basically lets you do whatever you want. I like the fact that it's basically here's the town you're in, this is where you meet up, and you got cut loose, and
Right.
you just happened to go where you were supposed to go the first time,
Right.
and then went where you weren't supposed to go for a little bit,
Yeah.
and that was the best. But I like the freedom. But I don't know. I did have a realization as we were going home the other night. I've been saying for weeks and weeks and weeks now, even during the Prince of the Apocalypse, I can't wait to be a player again. I can't wait to be a player again. I just want to
Yeah.
sit down and play.
Right.
I love being a DM. I actually kind of hate being a player.
It's not as
Not
fun.
as exciting as like it's cool
Yeah.
because I get to role play just myself, and I do get to fight and interact with stuff.
Right.
But I think I actually enjoyed the DM. Obviously, being a lot more work. I actually enjoy being the DM more because there's more stuff I get to do.
Right.
It's a lot more responsibility, but
But you're involved in every step.
I get to role play all these NPCs. I get to throw
Right.
things at you. I get to make shit up if I want to. It just I think I enjoy being a DM more. And
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the campaign. I'm enjoying being a player, but I can't wait until this and the sequel to this book are over and I can DM again. Because
Okay.
I think especially because it's a campaign of my making, so I can do whatever I want.
Right.
And I think that's going to be cool.
Be a neat twist.
Yeah, we are hitting that point where I am feeling thirsty.
Are you?
I'm a thirsty
well,
boy.
luckily, right behind
Tell 'em what
you
you got
this
for me.
week, there are 2 Coronas.
A tapestry.
Yeah.
D&D inside jokes.
Should be a bottle opener on the fridge.
It is. There's 2.
Pick whichever one you like better.
I'm going to use the one that looks like a shark. Here, I
Yeah.
want everyone to hear it. That's so you know it's
Oh,
real.
yeah. So we have a Corona Extra.
Oh, extra what?
Just extra, not light.
All right, I'm back. You can hear my chair scraping across the ground.
Oh, I
as
can
get,
smell it.
As I get set.
Ooh,
Oh man, I was
smells good.
just joking when I said it was piss. It actually kind of smells like piss.
I will have you know, this is one of my favorite beers, honestly.
It smells skunky.
No, it's not.
Yeah, no, it smells like when you go outside and like someone had ran over a skunk earlier.
Oh, it smells perfect.
No, it
This
doesn't.
smells
Do
so
you like
perfect.
this shit?
Yes, it's great.
I remember drinking it when we were at the beach, and that was only because I was already drunk, so I didn't care. I had drank a lot of cider and had run out, and I was just like, I'll take what I can get.
Hey.
Now I've done the same thing with PBR,
Right.
and then I had PBR sober, and I thought I was gonna die.
No,
So
PBR is not the best.
There's a point. This is like, you need something good to get you hammered, and then stuff like Corona and PBR is just to keep you
Well,
going.
I'm not going to give you anything like bottom barrel here, like natural light or
Oh, you're
anything
not
like
giving me
this.
something
We're
bottom
just gonna,
barrel.
We're gonna stick with
and yet
normal,
you put a Corona
normal
in my
bottom
hand.
barrel
This
stuff.
isn't bottom barrel. This is bottom dumpster.
No, it's
This
not.
is bottom shelf.
It's Mexican made. It's not dumpster. Come on.
Oh, of course. our good friends in Mexico who sponsor this show is brought to you by Mexico.
Yes, it is.
The bottle that
whole
says
country.
La Cerveza Más Fina,
Oh,
which,
yeah.
which I think stands for may cause vomiting. I'm not sure, but it might. I like how it just says beer.
Beer.
Like the most, it doesn't say like wonderfully crafted. It just says something about beer.
Beer.
Like you bought this at the fucking dollar store, which if you did, I wouldn't be surprised.
No, I didn't. Actually.
Okay, so coloration, piss.
Okay.
Smell, old piss.
Okay.
Taste, here we go. Ready?
All right. Here we go. Mind you, we don't actually have a lime, so that would actually help. But what do you think?
It tastes. It tastes like the bud I had last week.
Yeah.
It just tastes like, and by that I mean shit.
Bit Bud Light like.
Oh, that was much worse the second time. Okay, I take that back. This tastes better than the bud.
Okay.
It's not. I don't think it's as smooth.
Yeah.
You drink it and it just kind of feels like it blocks up or something. It's weird, but like I don't think it goes down as smooth.
Yeah.
But God, if it just didn't smell, if it didn't smell like horse piss, it would probably taste. It's just every time I go to drink it, I smell it, and I'm just like, "Ooh, horse piss!"
Yeah.
Now, everybody, mind you, I've never actually had horse piss, but
That we know of.
if I had to
That you'll
guess,
admit to.
I suspect I just had some though.
I don't know.
If I had to guess, I have seen horses piss before, and I can just imagine them putting these bottles like under a conveyor belt with horses above them, and they just let loose. They just like feed them apple juice all day.
So final consensus, not really.
What did I do for Bud? 5.5 spumps?
I believe so.
Okay. This gains points for tasting better,
Okay.
loses points for smelling bad.
Okay.
So I'm going to give this a 5.6.
Oh my
Ooh,
gosh.
It is slightly better
Coveted.
than it is worse. See, here's the thing. Basic beer doesn't really... I know I don't like it, but basic beer doesn't really offend me too much in terms of my sense. It's when you get like that really crafty shit that you're
Yeah.
like, this one was, I did this last week. It's like, it was crafted in a whiskey barrel with blah, blah, and all this. I'm just like, who cares? It's beer. You're chugging it at the speed of sound to get wasted. Stop being, maybe beer connoisseurs just make me mad. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe beer culture has just gotten really, really like hoity-toity. I don't know. It's like they're trying to be wine culture, but it's
not the
It's
same,
beer. No. Like, just get over yourself.
Yeah.
Stop going to tastings. Just go to the bar.
Beer
That's
tastings.
what beer's for. You're just supposed
Yeah.
to drink the shit out of it.
Yeah,
That's the point of
essentially.
beer. Wine is to be enjoyed. Beer is to make you forget how shitty your life is. So
Well said.
this would remind me that my life isn't as shitty as I think it is, because at least I'm not drinking Corona. And with that, I am done reviewing this. Derek, you can have that.
Okay.
Because I know you'll drink it.
Oh, absolutely.
So here's what's going to happen. We're going to take a break. We're going to do some blah blah or whatever. And we will come back with, I think, some video game talk. So stay tuned.